Everyone, my name is Jamie. I'm going to talk about how the concept of belonging is shown in the movie It's a Wonderful Life, directed by Frank Capra, and how it will enhance students' understanding of the area of study, belonging. Basically, belonging is the connection and relationship of an individual with the world around him or her. The consequences of belonging or not belonging can be seen through an individual's feelings, decisions and actions, which also define their social status among a group or in a community. I believe these concepts of belonging are displayed in It's a Wonderful Life. Capra uses different techniques to display how belonging impacts not only on our life but those around us. George Bailey is an ambitious young man who wants to achieve great things in his life and wants to be remembered for the work he's done. These plans change the night before George was planning to leave Bedford Falls for college, as his father has a stroke and passes away, resulting in George having no choice but to stay and save his father's saving and loans bank. Years later, on Christmas Eve, George is deeply troubled after suffering a large financial setback, when a large sum of money goes missing that puts his small savings and loan bank at risk. Prayers for George's well-being from family and friends reach heaven. Clarence Oddbody, angel in training, is assigned to save George and earn his wings. At this stage, George is contemplating suicide. The music becomes more dramatic as George approaches the railing on the bridge with the intention of ending his life, believing his family, friends, and business would be better off without him. As George is about to jump off the bridge, an aerial shot is used to show Clarence jump into the water, which ultimately stops George from killing himself as he jumps in to save Clarence from drowning. George wishes he was never born, and Clarence grants him that wish. Clarence shows George what the town would have been like without him. George's brother Harry is dead because George wasn't there to save him from drowning at age 8. The pharmacist was sent to jail for poisoning a child, as George wasn't there to prevent it from happening. George's wife Mary is a librarian who never married or had children, and his mother is a bitter widow left all alone. An extreme close-up is used to show the emotion on George's face as he realises nobody in Bedford Falls recognises him, as his life has been erased. George now realises what a difference his life makes to so many others, and pleads to Clarence for him to have his old life back. This leads Clarence to make, I believe, one of the most important quotes of the movie, as he says, "Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many others' lives. When he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he?" George now sees how much he belongs to the community and how he impacts on so many people's lives. George runs back to the bridge and begs to be allowed to live again. His prayer is answered, and he runs home joyously, where the authorities are waiting to arrest him. People from all over town rally to George's house to donate enough money to help George and the Savings and Loans Bank. George now feels a physical sense of belonging by seeing how much everyone cares about him and his family. In conclusion, I feel the story shows perfectly how important belonging is to each human being. Whether it's belonging to your family, or friends, or work colleagues, or team, we need each other to feel the sense that we belong and are important to others. This is what makes life worth living. I believe this story enhances students' understanding of the area of study, belonging. George finds a copy of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer that had the message, "Dear George, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. P.S. Thanks for the wings. Love, Clarence." George now realises that he truly has a wonderful life. Thank you for listening, and I hope this made you think in some small way of how important belonging is to everyone.